Come in.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Zachary Prokop.
Nice to meet you.
Before I get started, I'd like to hand you my business card. It has all my personal contact information on there, so if we ever have a discussion or concerns after this meeting, certainly don't hesitate to contact me.
Oh, thank you.
So just a little bit about myself. It's my third year with NetSuite. I have 62 different clients currently, ranging from $50 million all the way up to $250 million in sales. So I think they'd have similar uses of NetSuite as you, and they also all, so it's not my first discussion regarding NetSuite.
I appreciate that.
I'd like to first thank you very much for having me today. I know your time is valuable and you're very busy, so thank you very much for meeting with me.
No problem.
And actually, believe it or not, just a week ago, I got to speaking with your son Brock at a UJ alumni game.
Really?
Yeah, him and I were actually both students at the University of Georgia. Both, I believe, graduated in 08.
What do you know?
I studied both finance and marketing. I think Brock studied
He was risk management.
risk management. Okay, so yeah, we had a few classes together.
It's a small world.
Definitely a small world. We actually got to talking about PTI at the event, and he was talking about some of your expansive growth you're having currently, and kind of the growth plan or expansion you're planning in the future.
Right.
And he also spoke to me about how you're looking for a new software solution, kind of compared to your current system.
That is correct.
So the reason I'm here today is really to uncover PTI's need in a software system and see if we, NetSuite personally, can benefit them and the needs that they have in the system. I wouldn't lie to you to say that we've occasionally had to turn down customers that really did not fit with NetSuite, because we really want to make sure that we benefit them personally. So before I get started, is there anyone else within the firm that should be here today?
No, I think right now I'm the person you need to be speaking to. If all goes well and we need to move forward with this, I'll talk to the appropriate people and we can schedule another time to meet.
Okay, perfect. And do you mind if I take notes during the meeting?
No, please go for it.
Okay, perfect. Well, here's a little agenda of what I hope to cover today. I first want to talk about some of PTI, the company itself, and then look at some of the issues you may or may not be having with your current software suite, followed by a demonstration.
Excuse me.
No problem. A demonstration of our capabilities and see how they will benefit your needs perfectly, and then followed by a discussion of maybe next steps with NetSuite. Would that kind of be something that you're looking at?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, perfect. So I know we have only about 20 minutes today, so I don't want to waste any time. Would it be okay if I kind of turned over to some questions regarding PTI itself?
Go for it.
All right, perfect. So just starting off, I hear in the industry that you've been around for 37 years now,
Yes.
and you're known for your incredible turnaround times.
Yes.
Could you kind of explain where that you would attribute those incredible turnaround times to?
Well, it comes from our efficiency. In the past, we've built our reputation upon how efficient we are as far as dealing with our customers. I really think this is due to our inside sales team as well as our distributors.
Okay, so having that really good communication between those two groups has really kind of dealt with a great turnaround times.
Absolutely.
Okay. So additionally, who within the firm is actually using the current software platform?
Actually used by a whole host of individuals. We have 6 internal salespeople as well as 18 external salespeople who operate under 3 separate managers. In addition to our 26 people who are on office staff, from anywhere from accounting to HR, all of these people are using some form or fashion of the system.
Okay, so all-encompassing use.
Across the board.
Okay. And what is the current tracking system that inside sales group and outside sales group is using?
Actually, we have 2 separate systems for our internal and external sales force. Our internal system is using a server-based, has access by them as well as the office staff. But our external people, they're very outdated. They're using books and stuff, like tangible books to keep up with their sales reports and stuff like that.
So you're kind of 2 different tracking systems for inside and outside?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think I have a better understanding of really PTI's business. Would it mind if I kind of discussion of your issues or problems that you may be having?
Go for it.
Okay, so you mentioned that you have 2 different systems for the inside and outside sales groups.
Yes.
Has that created any difficulties within those groups?
Yes, the 2 sides of the business, there's a gap in communication, which is something that's a big concern for me because we're looking to grow in the future.
Okay, so yeah, not having that communication, you definitely could see maybe potential issues there as you're expanding.
Oh, absolutely.
So Brock also informed me when we spoke last week that right now the current systems for sales reports is rather unorganized and archaic. Could you kind of turn towards the issues you're having there?
Yeah, our external people, like I said, they're using the tangible books as far as getting their reports in, and this is just taking way too long. A lot of our employees are expressing frustration at the time it's taking to organize everything and put it all together. There's no organization whatsoever.
So yeah, an unorganized system. And are there any concerns with how long it's taking to actually develop those?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as far as getting everything together to the same people, it's taking way too much time.
Okay, I can understand that issue. So Brock also touched on the lack of information access that you're having with the current system. Could you explain maybe the issues you're having there?
Well, we don't have a centralized system. Like with our sales report systems, we don't have all of our client information, of all of our salespeople information in one place. We're using multiple servers.
Okay.
It's caused a lot of frustration among our employees.
Wow, okay, I can understand that. So turning towards a little bit of a different note is, I was speaking to your sales team just before this meeting, and they were discussing that it took 6 to 8 hours to actually see where the company stands. Has this affected you personally?
Absolutely. That responsibility falls to me. We have accounting people who put all the information in the system, but as far as getting everything together from the separate systems, that falls to me. If I want to determine where our company's standing, I'm spending anywhere from 6 to 8 hours a week of my time figuring that out.
I could definitely see that, how that may potentially be an issue of yours.
It's frustrating. It shouldn't take that long. I feel like that's something that I should have access to as the CEO whenever I want. It should be real time.
Definitely. Well, I think I have a better understanding of some of the problems and issues that you're having with the current system, but I'd like to dig a little more deeper regarding those. Do you mind if I kind of get a little more detail on those?
Not at all.
Okay, so do you suspect the lack of integration between the inside and outside sales groups is affecting your turnaround times?
I do. One of our biggest things is our brand image, and when we're unable to get our turnaround times to where they need to be, it hurts our brand image, and we have the potential to lose customers. Other people have better prices, and that's why we don't have the best prices in the industry. That's not why we're successful. We're successful because our service is best, and our service is best because we're able to turn around quickly with our customers.
So service is key.
Absolutely.
So has the lack of centralized salesperson data affected any other groups other than the clients and salespersons within the firm?
It has. As Brock mentioned, we're looking to grow, and our merchandising and manufacturing people are unable to get in touch with our external sales forces as frequently as they want to because of the separate system. Merchandising and manufacturing are developing new products, and we need to get in touch with our external people to figure out which regions we want to promote those products in. And because we're not able to do that, we're not able to grow as efficiently as we want to.
Wow, okay, I can understand that note. Has the lack of effective sales reporting, though, affected maybe any employee turnover within your inside or outside sales groups?
As far as external vendors, it hasn't really been much of an issue, but one of my internal guys actually did leave recently with the company because he didn't feel like he was being compensated fairly enough. Now, there was nothing I could do because I didn't have the information in front of me to see whether or not he deserved this compensation, so I couldn't accommodate him, but he actually had to leave because he felt like he wasn't getting paid his due.
Okay, and do you know just how much sales he maybe personally brought in?
Off the top of my head, I can't give you an exact figure. I'd say anywhere from 2 to 5 to 10% of total sales.
So maybe just after the 168 million, maybe just several $1 million of sales. Yeah. Okay. So an additional question is the lack of information access. Has that affected your relationships with any of your outside distributors and vendors?
It actually has. This past year, we lost 2 of our biggest clients, and it did us a blow. We weren't able to get our products to them as quickly. They were frustrated with our slow turnaround times, which is what we promise is what we're known for. And because we couldn't get our services to them, they went for somebody who had cheaper prices.
Okay, and so that you said 2 of your biggest vendors.
Yes.
Do you know maybe how much approximately those 2 vendors really brought into your company?
Anywhere from 10 to 15% of our total revenue.
Okay, so just looking again at that $160 million, you could potentially have a loss of upwards to maybe $20 million potentially if you don't get back those vendors.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay, well, that could be concerning. I can definitely see.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what effect has the long period of time it takes for your companies to see where the company stands affected your ability to develop strategies for the firm?
Well, because our merchandising and manufacturing people can't get in touch with our external salespeople, the decision of what products to promote where falls to me. And I haven't been able to make those decisions because I've been spending so much of my time determining our company's standing.
Okay.
And so what's huge for me is to get something in real time where I have it in front of me where our company stands, so that I can take the hours I was spending doing that and help figure out what we need to do as far as growing and putting my products where.
I can understand that. So I really do think I have a really detailed understanding of some of the issues you're having with your current system. I'd like to kind of turn the discussion more of if we could solve some of those issues, what the path would be for you. Would that be okay?
I would like that.
Okay. So if we could consolidate both your tracking systems for your inside and outside sales, what do you think that would mean to your turnaround time?
As far as my concerns, they'd be very much alleviated. If we could cut down our turnaround times, that'd restore our brand image, and we would cut some of the risk of losing customers and maybe potentially get some of our previously lost customers back.
So I would assume then it'd probably be beneficial to have those two systems integrated.
Oh, absolutely. If we could put those together, that would be ideal.
Okay, perfect. I'll definitely note that. So do you see any advantages of a cloud-based system on the distribution or manufacturing side?
And as far as cloud systems go, I really don't see much upside to it. From what I understand, they're very expensive to implement. And as far as taking time to actually get everybody from our company on board, we're going to be spending way too much time learning the system and learning how to use it and where to implement it. And that's time that we really can't afford to be wasting right now, because we're spending so much time focusing on keeping our current vendors happy. We're not even able to go out and grow with new vendors.
So if I understand your concern, it really pertains to the cost of changing over and not how difficult it would be to switch to a cloud-based system.
That is correct.
Well, I will tell you that many of our clients have voiced similar concerns, but I will say that the transition over to a cloud-based system has been relatively simple. And many of our past clients have voiced that it wasn't as big an issue as they thought it would be. It's relatively simple, as I said.
Okay.
And also, many of our clients have actually decreased some of their maintenance or technology costs.
Really?
Because they no longer have to maintain those servers because it's all cloud-based and they're actually not working with the data specifically.
All right, cool.
Do you see maybe if we could, does that alleviate a little bit of your concern there?
Well, if you can guarantee me that we're not going to be spending so much time implementing, it's going to be easy to use, and if we can cut more costs, I'd be much more willing to get on board with this whole deal.
Okay, perfect. And then one last question I have for you is, if we could cut times for seeing where the company stands nearly completely, because our system is real-time updating, what would that mean to your ability to strategically position your firm as you're growing?
Well, what I'm looking for personally as the CEO of a company is something that I can get updates real time as far as where the company stands. That is the biggest thing that I'm looking for. That's what I want in this system. And so as far as my concerns go in my time, I'd greatly appreciate having that system, because it would free me up to make decisions elsewhere in the company.
Okay. So just looking at the short discussion we just had, I kind of see three main areas of need for your current software system. One would be the integration of your salesperson data as well as your client data, followed by improving that time for it takes to actually develop your sales reports, as some of your salespeople were complaining about. And finally, having all personnel within the firm to easily be able to access that information so that you can see where the company stands.
Yes.
Would that kind of be correct? Okay.
Sounds right.
So if you wouldn't mind, I'd love to show you some of NetSuite's capabilities and how they will benefit those specific issues that you're having.
I'd like to see that.
So let me pull up NetSuite really quick. Okay, so just looking right at the home page, I'll start off that NetSuite is one of the only systems that's both an ERP as well as a CRM software, which means that all your accounting, inventories, as well as all your customer data is in one place. Just looking at the list tabs right here, you can see that your accounting information is all under this tab, and all your customer and relationship information is just right under relationships, and it's nicely organized within leads, prospects, and customers. So it's relatively organized, and I expect that's a big improvement from what you're currently using.
No, absolutely.
Additionally, we were talking about how the issues with your sales reports. NetSuite is known for having a very simple way to implement or develop sales reporting. Right under the Reports tab, you can go to New Reports, and we have just hundreds of different templates that you could potentially use. So if you're a sales team, as I mentioned, was trying to develop a new quota or sales report, it'd be very simple for them to use. and I would suspect it would be kind of alleviate all the time it was taking for them to actually develop those sales reports.
Absolutely.
And just going back right over towards the dashboard from our initial thing, this is one of my favorite features of NetSuite, is this key performance indicator on the left side of your screen. This really shows where the company stands, and you're able to set it up with all the KPIs or benchmarks that you'd like to track for the company.
So I get to pick which ones I'm seeing on my home screen.
Definitely. It's completely customizable. You can add on your standard or custom KPIs to the dashboard, and you can see maybe what new cases, new transactions that are taking place within the firm right on the front screen.
So if I got a external salesman who's putting in a sale as he's using the system, I'm going to be able to see that in real time.
All real time, yeah, updates within seconds.
All right, perfect.
So just looking here, I feel like we've really kind of benefited you in those three areas from your current system. Just the integration of your inside and outside sales, as we spoke to, you lost 2 vendors because you weren't able to have that integration, which was a loss of, you think, maybe potentially $16 or so million this year. So just looking at the price tag of NetSuite of just around $100,000 for all your users.
That's all encompassing.
All encompassing.
Salesforce and Office stuff.
Inside and outside could be using it.
Okay.
I really do see an incredible upside. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I definitely see the upside.
Mm-hmm. So I think if you wouldn't mind, I think we could potentially go forth today towards a transition to a NetSuite system due to that incredible return that you could potentially have.
Before we move forward, I would like to speak to a couple of my sales managers as well as Brock and Jerry. This is a big decision, and I'd like to make sure I'm making the right one before I give you that commitment. So if it's all right with you, we can meet sometime next week. I'll bring anybody who does have questions along, if that's all right, if you don't mind answering a few more questions.
Yeah, sure. If you want to bring Jerry and Brock to any others that would be involved in the decision, I can certainly meet next week. Maybe Wednesday around 12 work?
Wednesday sounds good.
Okay, well, perfect. It was very nice meeting you, and I look forward to speaking with you next week.
Sounds good.
Thank you
very much.